Grab a mic, Rob. How many interviews have we done today? This is number
12, I think.
Okay.
Not that I'm counting.
Well, the pressure's on now to think of a question that you haven't already been asked.
Good luck.
So I'm going to look at you guys in the front here. You've been listening very well. Fair play to you. So we will be coming to you for questions very soon. So get your thinking caps on, and everybody else listening there as well. If you want to ask your question to Rob Page, this is your chance. But I'm going to start things off. Some fantastic memories there. Is it all a blur?
Yeah, it's great. We're not a bad team, are we, when you look at it like that?
No, not bad.
Firstly, I want to thank the Chief Exec for mounting more pressure on me by bringing the World Cup back after the first time in qualifying for a long time. Thanks, Noel. So, no, it's great to look back on, isn't it? And it is a blur. You know, it's the first time I've seen that footage, and yeah, it's tremendous to look back on it, and a really proud moment for everybody, yeah.
How are the nerves now? We've got about a month to go, less than a month to go. Does it start to feel real now?
3 weeks today, we're on the plane, yeah. So it is real, yeah. All the prep's done. I'm happy with the hotel, the training ground. The staff were over as recent as last week, and crossing the T's and dotting the I's on final arrangements with everything that we've got and organised out there. My nerves now will be for getting every player that I want in that 26-man squad on the plane, and that's out of my control, unfortunately.
I was going to ask, how are you on the weekends? Are you a bit of a nightmare? You must be watching 3 o'clock kickoffs, match of the day, thinking, please just get through this match.
Yeah, have you got cameras in my house? Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it's like. You know, I've done an interview this afternoon, and I've had 2 missed calls off Sean Connolly, the head of medical, so I'm panicking straight away. So I've rushed out to speak to him, and I'm thinking, what now?
We're thinking, what now? Who's not okay?
No, just updates. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. But that's exactly what it's like. You know, I sit in the house, and I've already gone through the teams and picked out the games that the Welsh players are playing in, and then I wait for an update. Within 2 hours of the final whistle going, I get an update from Sean, and if I don't hear from him, I know everything's all right.
This suggests that you're very, very close to that final squad in your head, then.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too many surprises, if I'm being honest with you. I'm going to stay loyal to the lads that have got us there, and rightly so. I don't think there's going to be wholesale changes, but having said that, if there's injuries and unfortunate circumstances that allow the player not to make the plane, then the door's never closed, you know. So if anybody's been in the squad before, I'm always out monitoring the players. I've been out recently. You know, we've got Welsh players scoring goals at the minute in the championship level, and it's been noted. So if they're doing well at club level, they stand a chance of playing for us. Obviously,
there are a few players that we're worried about. Maybe you can give us an update. Joe Allen, how is he?
I've had that quite a bit today, yeah. Look, he's key to us in how we play. He's key to the success that we've had, and I get everybody's concern. You know, I can't do any more than say that, you know, he's had a little bit of a setback, and we're doing everything in our power to make sure he gets on that plane. I think there's a strong probability that he will be on the plane. With regards to his fitness, how many minutes he'll have played before that, or training sessions, I don't know. But that's my only concern with that one.
And how many sort of calls, overseas calls, are you making to America at the moment, trying to get them maybe to play a few more minutes with Gareth?
Yeah, America, France. Yeah, we've been on the phone last week. I spoke to both players last week, because I know that's the 2 players you're talking about. And yeah, they're both okay. They're both experienced enough now to understand what their body needs to get them in the right place. And I've said before, they are the ultimate professionals. They go to the nth degree to recover after the game, and the preparation starts then when the final whistle goes. So I trust in what they're doing. They going off their own back and employing some of our staff that we send over to America and to France to see both Aaron and Gareth, to make sure that they're in the best position possible to get them on that plane.
You said you're nearly there. Is it too late for a bolter then?
For what?
A bolter, a late name to try and secure it. Yeah.
Sorry. A late name. No, yes, the accent. No, not really. Not really. Like I said, you know, it's unfortunate we lost Rhys Norton-Davies last week against Coventry for Sheffield United. He's been immense for Sheffield United. I've seen him 2 or 3 times this season, and he's been arguably their best player. You know, so it's a shame for him, because when he played against Holland in the summer, for us, as the outside centre-back of a 3, I thought he was outstanding, and he gives me that cover if Ben Davies isn't fit. So that's a shame. So that opens the door for somebody else, for another defender that hasn't been involved, to come back into the fold. So yeah, we'll have to see.
And I guess at the moment, does everybody come up to you walking the dog, I don't know, walking in the park. They've got their sort of ideas about who should be starting, the tactics you should have, the formation. Everybody a football manager at the moment?
Yeah, of course they're all going to have their opinions. We're not too far off, actually. So some of the fans that have come up to me and give me their opinions. But no, everybody will have, rightly so, their opinion. I don't think they're going to be too far off. We've played a team and a formation. I think the principles since I've taken over have been the same. We've tried to play attack-minded football. We've tried to create chances, score goals. But we've tweaked the formation. We've gone to a back three instead of a back four that got us the success out of League B and League A. You know, to get promoted from B to A was a great achievement, but we've done it with a back four. We still play the same way, but we do it now slightly different with a back three. So we'll continue to change, and I think people have seen the success that we've had playing that way. And as much as we can adapt to a back four at any time, again, I don't think there'll be too many surprises.
How do you switch off, Rob? Because obviously, as you said, interview number, whatever, 12 today, everybody wants to talk football. How do you just have a bit of Rob time?
Yeah, good question. The camps are intense. I demand a lot of the staff when we're on camp. We're in meetings from 8 in the morning until 11 at night some nights, and training in between. And you know, so there's a lot of expectation and pressure put on the staff. So when the camp finishes, I completely get away from football for a couple of days, whether that's golf, whether that's just getting to the gym. I like to get to the gym every day and start the day with a bit of exercise. It's good for my mental health as well, you know, keeps everything ticking along nicely. And I think by doing that, it refreshes you, ready to go. It doesn't dilute the work that you do then on camp. And I think that's really important for us to do that. I pick the right times on camp when I notice the staff are struggling a little bit. You know, if we sat in a meeting room for 3 hours and only watching his footballs and footage, and it can get you down. It can get to you. So pick the right times to manage it and get them off, whether it's a game of head tennis or a bit of exercise, and then we reconvene later on and go through it again.
I now want to know what your golf handicap is.
My official one? Or?
Yeah, the official one.
14. But,
oh, not bad.
But it's all right. It's
What does
okay.
Gareth Bale play off?
Scratch, isn't it?
Okay, there we are. There we are.
I never play Gareth for money.
We've got a few questions, actually, that have been sent in to us through our social medias. And Sam has asked us, what's your favourite moment as Welsh manager, apart from maybe that Austria or Ukraine game?
Great question. I'd say the Belgium game, probably coming up to 12 months ago, where we needed that second spot because of the importance of our supporters, the Red Wall. You know, we knew how important our supporters were to us to achieve qualifying for the World Cup. So that was probably, behind Austria, behind the Ukraine, that's probably the most important game for me that I love, because the effort we put in, going a goal behind again, with De Bruyne early doors and Kiefer getting the goal, and it was tremendous. The effort the lads put in, they thoroughly deserved that second spot.
Another question from Rupa, I think. As a Welshman who fully understands what it means to us football fans to finally see Cymru enter the big stage for the world to see, how do you feel on a personal level? You're the man who's got us here. You'll be remembered forever. He likes you, Rupa, for that achievement. It must feel like a dream to you.
Of course it is. It's a very proud moment for me and family in the audience tonight. It's, yeah, a very proud moment. It'll be with me forever. You know, but I want to thank, I haven't done it on my own. I've done it with the players, the managers before, you know, even when Gary started this 12, 13 years ago, absolutely, and the changes he made, the professionalism he brought in. I played with Gary, and not only as a player, but as a person, he was top class, and he led the standards, and you had to marry those standards in training, and he drove that. And I see that in Gareth today. Gary was my captain. I see that in Gareth today, how he leads. So Gary started it, and then Chris took it on to another level, and definitely added to the environment. And then obviously Ryan came in and had some principles that got us winning games of football. And when you're winning games of football, for me to step up then, it would have been foolish of me to make changes. So that was a big part in us being successful and getting that promotion from B to A. So I've been the lucky one right at the end to get the job finished off.
Do you feel you're doing it then for the managers before you, the players before you as well?
Yeah, you know, it's nice to hear Joe Ledley's comments and all the ex-players, Ash, and you know, all the ex-players that have grafted for Wales for so long and not got that World Cup. It's for them as well. You know, we're all together, and it's nice for them to get a little bit of credit for that as well.
Obviously, as a football manager, you've got to do more than just manage the boys. You've got to do these interviews. Today, though, you've done something a little bit different, a little bit of acting.
I'd like to improve my acting skills today, maybe. Yeah, we've got a partnership with Marks and Spencer's, and we've had a few adverts that may be going out over Christmas, and quite strange talking about Christmas food today. But yeah, I've had and my memory is awful, by the way. My memory is awful. So the fella that repeated 3 or 4 times the sentence, there's only one sentence.
What is this? Can you remember the sentence now?
I couldn't remember the sentence 5 seconds after he told me, and now you expect me to remember the sentence from 4 hours ago.
We can't wait to see this advert anyway. I have got more questions, but I think you guys in the front there, you look like you have probably got some better questions. And as we mentioned earlier, we know youngsters are honest, you've got to give honest answers, and you've had some tough questions from youngsters in the past.
I think the best one was, what shampoo do you... The opening question was, what shampoo do you use?
That's just rude, isn't it?
That was a school in Aberystwyth. Yeah, so I was like, right, okay. Head and shoulders.
Beat that, basically.
Wash and go. Did you just say wash and go?
We've got some Tiger Bay juniors with us, and I know a few of you have got a question. Is Abdul? Yes, we're going to get you a microphone here. We're coming down quickly now. You've probably been practicing this. This is your big moment.
Don't put pressure.
Oh, it's a good one, though. I've seen the question.
Wales is a diverse country. Do you think we will see players that come from similar backgrounds to us represent Wales?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. Absolutely. You know, it's about equal opportunities, isn't it? If you're good enough, you're going to play for Wales. And that's it, irrespective of colour, religion. You're going to play for Wales if you're good enough. So, do you play? You don't play at the minute? You play, yeah? What position?
Striker.
You play for Wales?
Nah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Abdi Rahman as well? Yeah? You're down the front there?
What do you look for when you're selecting a player to play for Wales?
Yeah, another good question. If he can, it's important when you come into that changing room. It's not all about whether you're good enough to play for Wales. If you're good enough, you're gonna be in the changing room. But the biggest thing for us in that changing room is the environment. So it's not just about whether you're a good footballer. It's about how you conduct yourself off the pitch. So I brought 2 young players into the squad last camp because I wanted them to experience how Ben Davies, Joe Allen, Aaron Ramsey, Gareth Bale, how they go about their business on and off the pitch. So it's not just as a player. That's about their character off the pitch, how they react to negative situations. They don't sit and sulk, they get on with it, roll their sleeves up and work even harder to make a success. So for me, you've got to tick a lot of boxes. And obviously the first and foremost is when I'm watching you play, is have you got ability? Do you stand out? For those reasons, tick. And then when I get you in the environment, you have to match what the boys do and the levels they meet as well. That's really important. Good question.
Great question. Anybody else from the Tiger Bay juniors want to ask a question? I'm putting you on the spot now. This is your moment. Have a think about it. And as you think about it, I'm going to ask everybody else in the audience, would anybody like to take this opportunity? Oh, there we are, right in the back.
Nothing about shampoo, please.
Here we go.
Yeah, I want to look beyond the World Cup, if I may, because qualifying major tournaments is... we always pride ourselves in, the pipeline of young players coming through. You mentioned the potential bolter earlier. I'd say Ollie Cooper, but it's your call, not mine.
You wouldn't be the first one to say that.
Swansea
Jack Vale, is another one. Luke Harris is another one. There's plenty, isn't there, really? But let's look beyond that as well. So when Joe Rodon leads the Welsh squad as captain into the next World Cup, will there be a young Savage there? Will there be a young Kumas there? Who are the players we should be looking out for in that generation?
When you said earlier about people telling me about the team they're going to pick, that's a great example. Thanks. He's already picked his captain for Germany. That's fantastic. Yeah, look, our under-17s have just qualified through the elite stages. That's incredible. We've got a good batch of kids coming through again. We've always had this conveyor belt, so we're doing something right. And I think that's why we're succeeding now. We're reaping the rewards. And when I came into this job 5 years ago, this job, the intermediates manager, it was great for me to see the work that had been going in to the younger age groups. So you're right, the Charlie Savages of the world, Robbie's lad, who I've had many a phone call from Robbie about. But you're right, the future looks good for the Welsh young players, and I wanted to bring JJ in from Birmingham, I wanted to bring Luke in to give them a little taste of that environment and make them even hungrier to come and play for us, and they will, absolutely. So, yeah, like I said, I was impressed with the work and the facilities we did, and we can only achieve this because of the success we had. So it works hand in hand. You know, the success we had in 2016 when Chris got us to the semi-finals, which was an unbelievable achievement, and we punched well above our weight. But we used that money wisely. And what we did was invest in facilities, and the facilities we've got at the Vale of Glamorgan now are like what we can offer these young players at Premiership, because that's what we're competing with. You know, we have to give them that same standard. If we don't, if we fall below that, they won't come back. The dual nationality players will go, well, do I really want to play? So not just winning games of football, but the environment we create is really important as well.
Anybody else with a question? Oh, we've got a question down the front here. We'll get a microphone to you now.
Who do you think will be the top goal scorer for Wales in Qatar?
I'm going to have to give part of my team away now to tell you that. Could it be Gareth Bale, Alan Ramsey, Kiefer Moore? I'm going to sit on the fence with this one. Daniel James. With the amount of chances DJ's created of late with the threat in behind, Brennan's playing really, really well, isn't he, at Nottingham Forest, albeit they've had a great result against Liverpool on the weekend, but they are losing games, but he's playing well, so I'm stumbling here, aren't I? You've got me on this question. Kiefer's record at international level is brilliant, isn't it? So we'll go with Kiefer.
Oh, yeah. Gareth won't be happy to hear that, but we'll leave it there.
Did I say Kiefer?
Anybody else? While you... Oh, down the front here again. We'll have one more question.
How long have you been coaching Wales for?
How long have I been coaching Wales for? The first team for 2 years now. And the under-21s and the intermediate, the younger age groups, for the last 5 years. So I come in 5 years ago and managed the under-21s, but oversaw the 17s and 19s age groups as well. And I've been lucky enough to watch this talent of young players go through to the first team, which I think has helped me taking over as well, because the young players know how I work, and I know them inside out as well, and I seem to have got the respect of the senior players straight away, and it's made for a happy marriage.
I want to have a little look at the group then, in detail.
Yeah.
First up, USA. What are we thinking? What are our chances with that one?
Tactical, or?
Well, I want to know, first of all, can we win the game, and how do you approach that one, tactically?
Yeah, I went to Spain 2 weeks ago to watch them play. They played in a game against Saudi Arabia, so I went over to watch them. No surprises, really, to how they played. Ironically, it was my first game in charge 2 years ago, and they played a similar way then. They've got a constant threat, of course they have. They're a good team. They wouldn't be where they are in world rankings and qualifying for a World Cup if they weren't. So I think, irrespective of what formation we're up against, it's about us, and that's going to be our mentality. Of course, we're absolutely going to respect the opposing teams that we're up against, but I think we've changed the balance a little bit now. I think more and more teams are looking at Wales and thinking they don't want to play us as well. So we'll have a game plan, but it'll be more about how we can hurt them as well.
Iran then next up?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of footage on Iran, if I'm being honest with you. We've flown a scout over to Austria. They played a game in Austria 2 weeks ago when I was in Spain, so I couldn't get to that game, so I sent the scout over. I'm meeting him Monday to go through the analysis and the match report from it, so we'll have more of an idea of what we're up against. But again, it's, yeah, brilliant, we'll show them respect, but it's about what we can do. And we've proved over the past that playing our way and creating the chances we create, that we're a force to be reckoned with and we can hurt teams. So.
And then there's the small issue of Wales-England. Now's a good time to play them, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, it's always interesting, isn't it? When the draw came out, you knew it. You knew it was going to be that way, didn't you?
Does your heart sink when you see that? Because you just know the fuss that's going to be, and every question, before even USA, before Iran, it's going to be England, England, England.
Yeah, of course. And it does take a shine off it a little bit, of course. But look, it's our third fixture. We're confident that we want to get off to a good start, and there's so many permutations in there going into that last game from our point of view for England. It could be a big game. It could be that we've already done it. And I think the message from me to the players is we've got to, similar to the Ukraine game, we've got to manage the emotion of it. We can't get involved with the emotions of it. And I think the team that manages the emotions the best will be the victors.
Okay, and then once
Very
we've got out the
political
group,
answer, that was, wasn't it?
that was good. That's good. Not going to get you into trouble, that one. Once we get out the group, how far do you think this squad will get you?
Where did Jimmy get us? Quarterfinals. Valley Boy, quarterfinals. Look, we're going out there. We've not waited up this time to just go and make the numbers up. So we're going to go out and we're going to compete. And we want to get out the group, and we've looked at the group, and we're going to give it everything we possibly can to do all the supporters back home proud and get out of the group. And then, like I said in the Euros when we were in Baku, we'll take one game as it comes and pick a team then to go and compete and get as far as we can in the tournament. But I think the achievement the boys have done by getting there first and foremost is unbelievable. And I want us all to go and have a positive experience, whether you're supporting us from afar, if you're one of the lucky ones that can get out there. Just go and enjoy it. And like I said, we will give everything to get as far as we can.
For you personally, what will success look like?
You're pushing this one, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, getting out of the group, we've looked at it, and of course when we saw the draw, we look at the 3 games, and like I said, yeah, we respect all 3, and they're there for a reason, because they're very good teams. But on our day as well, we can win them. So for me, I wanna get out of the group.
I'll leave it there.
Thank you.
The red wall, we all know how important that red wall has been during the games at the Cardiff City Stadium, everybody watching at home. How important will it be for you and the squad to know that you've got all that support at home? It will be different, not so many fans can fly. So how will you be able to feel that support? What do we need to do? Is it socials? Will you be feeling everything that we do back here in Wales?
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of social media, isn't it? And again, thanks to the Welsh Government, they've been unbelievably supportive in what we want to achieve and how we can get that connection with the supporters. We've got festivals up and down the country, which again have been supportive from the Welsh Government, which is brilliant. So that connection that we'll have with them, it's a shame they can't get out there, but if there's going to be festivals that they can go to, even when the games are on, and be a part of it and feel part of it, then that's amazing. I can't speak highly enough for the Welsh Wall. I said about the importance of that Belgium game outside of Austria and Ukraine, and I mean it, because we knew we needed to finish second. We needed that home support. We had the luck of the draw for the second one, for the final, of course. But again, it was brilliant that we had that home support, and again, Amar O'Heed being sung before the Austria game, it just brought us even closer together. And I just think after that, it was written in the stars that we were going to qualify.
Time is against us, but I just wonder if you could maybe leave us with a few words of wisdom for some of the guys here who might need maybe a word of encouragement if they want to get into football, maybe management in years to come. What would your advice be? Well,
I wasn't the best player. I was not the best player, but what I used to pride myself in...
I did look at your Wikipedia, and it did call you goal shy, which I thought was a bit harsh.
I wasn't prolific, put it that way. I think I scored 2 goals, maybe. But clean sheets. No, I kept a few clean sheets in my time. So, I was a defender I was a defender that didn't score a lot of goals, but I wasn't the best player in the world. But what I had was a good attitude, and I wanted to be the best trainer, the hardest worker. And that's the message I give you. Just go and enjoy your football. Give absolutely everything you've got to it every day, and you'll get your rewards in the end.
That's some great advice for you guys and everybody in the room, actually. One last question. How's your Christmas shopping coming along? Because finals on the 18th, you'll fly back on the 19th, there'll probably be a victory parade on the 20th, right. Christmas party 21st, hangover 22nd, you're leaving it late if you're leaving it till the 23rd of December.
The 23rd is early for me to do my Christmas shopping.
Oh.
I am a Christmas Eve type of guy.
I thought you'd say that. Ladies and gentlemen, foneddigion a foneddigese, diolch yn fawr iawn, rheolwr tîm Cymru, the manager, Rob Page.
Diolch yn fawr.